American ranchers are consistently asked to do more with less. Less land, smaller workforce, fewer cattle, and all while demand for beef is skyrocketing. If your current feed products aren't producing optimal growth and performance in your cattle, you could be leaving money on the table. Your feed program is more than an annual expense. It's an investment in your ranch that should be giving you maximum returns. At Master Hand Milling, we believe in more profitable ranching, and we could help you get there. Our 100% distillers grain cubes and pellets were designed by cattlemen for cattlemen to bring value back to the ranch. I'm Dusty Turner. My wife Amy and I are owners of Master Hand Milling. My background spans every aspect of this business, from growing up on a ranch to managing feed yards to founding and building an ethanol company. I knew when I saw the benefits of distillers grains in the feed yard and the grow yards, if we could get this product to the ranch, it would revolutionize the way we manage ranches today. So we did just that. We developed a technology that took dried distillers grains, put it in a good, hard, compacted cube, and deliver it to the ranch every day. And what this has done is help ranchers maximize profits, grow their business, and take care of their families. With 28% protein, 8% fat, and 7% fiber, these Master Hand cubes offer a unique nutrient combination that will help you simplify your feeding program and reduce the need for top quality forage or expensive minerals. With little to no starch, the pellets safely and efficiently encourage bone and muscle growth without the risk of acidosis. You'll see improved sustainable performance in your cattle at all stages of production, plus you'll be able to stretch your grass and grow your operation without adding acreage. I know we all have the tendency to keep doing things the way it's always been done. But in our industry, it's critical that we continue to learn, grow, and evolve to meet the ever-increasing demand. Dried distillers grains have been a proven staple in confined feeding operations for years. Our 100% distillers grain cubes offer an efficient way to bring those benefits to cattle on pasture. The unique combination of high protein and high energy allow you to reduce the volume of feed that you handle, decrease operating expenses and feed costs, and give you the potential to see over a 200% return on your feed investment. Plus, you can have confidence knowing you're buying from a reliable, family-owned company investing in bringing value to our fellow ranchers. Don't leave money on the table. Invest in a feed program that will not only give you more pounds to sell at the end of the day, but higher quality, more price competitive cattle over the long haul. Click the link to book a call with one of our representatives today, and we'll revolutionize the way you feed. Reliability to us is huge. I mean, it's real simple for me. I put myself in our customer's shoes.
The breed back deal is real important to me because you don't have a ranch, you can't raise cattle, you don't have breed back. the frame scores, the growth, the utilization of the feed. I think those are all big factors, and customer service. The customer service has been exceptional. And so that's where I'm looking at. And I think that's what everybody else is going to look at, because if you don't have customer service, you can't do anything.
If I was a customer and it works for me, then more than likely it's going to work for them. And a lot nowadays, people have made this marketing and the customer service way too difficult. And at the end of the day, simple is always better.
The personability of it. I mean, you get to know the person, and that way you're not asking for a certain person in an office. There's no confusion. There's no sticky notes somewhere that got lost. It's always in that person's mind, and you always got a hold of them when you need to.
The key to sustainability for us is having viable resources that we can call on when we need a load of cake. We live far enough in the country that if a cake truck might not make it to our place in 2 weeks' time, we might be snowed out. So if you order ahead of that snowstorm and you can get your product in there, then you're going to feed those cows for those 2 weeks.
And we price the feed FOB, Lexington, and freight away. So it doesn't matter who they're getting it from, where it's coming from. It's the same price for everybody, whether they buy 1 ton or 20 loads. It's the same price. And that allows us to be really price competitive and to really optimize our efficiencies and get it to a point where the customer won't call anybody else.
I'm one of those, I guess maybe I don't know, might not be the right one to talk to, because I am extremely sold on the product and the customer service.
I think it's very, very important for when that customer calls or that dealer that calls and he has a problem or he needs to order a load or just talk about the price, they get my cell phone. My cell phone is on every ad. I want to be as engaged and as available as I need to be to return every phone call that I get, because that's what Master Hen's about. It's about delivering service, dependability, and making that product as consistent as we can. Master Hand milling, it was basically handed to us from the master above. I'll be honest with you. That's the master's hand has laid his hand on my family and given us the purpose to go do this. This product and this industry is right in my wheelhouse. I grew up on a small ranch my dad worked on. I grew up there, loved it, didn't think I was going to do it if it wasn't horseback. Went to college, got a degree in ag business with a minor in ag, and still wanted to go ranch and cowboy all my life. And my granddad made sure I needed to go do something with that education. So right out of college, I got in the feed yard industry, and I worked my way up to managing probably one of the nicest feed yards in Southwest Kansas. It was a 75,000 head feed yard that I ran and managed, and that was when we started introducing distiller's grain. And this process and this product is no different than what I've done in the past, and that's part of the reason I'm so passionate about it and so excited about it, is because I've saw what it's done in the feed yard, and it has as much or more value on the ranch because there's not as much flexibility on the ranch as there is in the feed yard. I could play around with, percentages and hay and stuff like that. These guys out on the ranch can't. They're locked in to 1 or 2 options, and that's it. And this product will single-handedly changed the way I think some of these guys view their ranches and manage their ranches, just like it single-handedly changed the whole confined cattle feeding operations as we know them today. This could have fallen in anybody's hands, but we've been working for it for 5 years. And there's a reason we're here today in Lexington, Nebraska, even though we live 400 miles south of here, and are developing a one-of-its-kind product for the ranchers.
Now I'm going to show you a little bit how to build just your basic mineral lick that I think is very, very important. That again, TJ Harding there at the Minnow Bucket in North Platte, Nebraska, has showed me and told me, and we're going to see firsthand tomorrow morning what the cameras look like after we get this mineral lick built and get our feeder turned on and our camera set. So as you can see how I'm digging, this is a fresh new spot that we're going to be building our mineral lick, and the whole purpose is for the ground to be our reservoir. It's going to be the area that holds the mineral and keeps it there and preserves it for the animals to consume. So now that we got the ground kind of tore up and the foundation for our mineral lick, we'll dump the rest of our mineral on that and see what it attracts, and then we'll get our camera set up.
This product is really simple. We've just figured out a way to commercially offer dried distiller's grains in a highly compacted range cube that's been fed out on the sandhills of Nebraska for about the last 2 years. And because of that, it's growing great interest, and it's allowing us to grow and expand our business and continue to add value back to the ranch.
We've had distiller's cubes before, which basically fell apart. I mean, you couldn't contain a cube in a cube; it would just be dust. And out here in the range, that's not really what your goal is. You want that cow to consume every bit of that cube that you're feeding.
These are exceptional cubes. They hold up from putting them in the bin and getting them out of the bin, through the caker. And I mean, these cows run to it. I mean, they like it and they like that cake. And there are just so many benefits about it.
10 years ago, there was a huge growth in the ethanol industry. And today, in the confined animal feeding operations in the feed yards and the grow yards, you will not find any of those facilities that aren't feeding distillers today. Unfortunately, we've never been able to package it in a form that works on a ranch where you don't have a feed wagon or you don't have feed bunk to feed it in. So just here recently, in the last couple years, we've refined the process and are putting the DDG in a highly compacted at 45 pounds per cubic foot product and delivering it to the rancher to feed out on the open range on the ground.
The cube is going right on native range. I mean, we don't have bunks. Those cattle are picking it right off the ground, so if it's, you know, if you got 3 foot of snow, they can still get to the cube. You don't have hardly any waste with those cubes.
For our operation in the wintertime, we have to feed a bulk feed of some sort. What we really looked for was a high protein, high fat cube that would hold together under any weather conditions, whether it's snowing and blowing or it's 80 degrees out. And that's kind of what we found with the Master Hand. And it was by far the best bang for our buck with the low moisture rate compared to other distiller grain cubes.
I think it's done a real great job of conditioning cows. They're in better condition because they're utilizing everything due to the cube. That fat that is in that cube helps on the gain and the sheen and the coat of these cattle. No other way to put it, but I'm really sold on the product.
So when you're building a company, you know, the biggest assets are your people. And what we've done is built a great team in Lexington, Nebraska that's been able to source the DDG that we need to source, run the equipment that we need to run, and optimize it to a level that is dependable so that when we sell the feed and we write the contracts, that these ranchers can depend on us to deliver the feed on time and at a reasonable price that works for them and works for us.